Hey there, welcome. If you've ever wrestled with brittle workflows, you'll love this. Unmeshed gives our user detailed monitoring when you need it, the ability to scale without limits, and reliable operations that just work. Let's jump in.
Hey folks, my name is Bonnie and I'm from Unmeshed. Unmeshed is a platform for orchestrating workflows, and I'm going to show you a quick demo of a process that actually involves humans in the loop. So what does human in the loop means? So human in the loop means that you have a workflow or a process where a human user has to take an action and it's not just automation, right? So this is very common in every industry. Let's say you're processing an application, you need an approver to come in and approve it, or you're reviewing something, you need a user to come in and review and add their remarks. This is pretty common in any industry you look at. We're going to look at one such use case you can easily implement in Unmeshed. So let's dive right in. So this is the platform. I'm going to sign in as my user ID here. So let's do that. And what you see is the user interface for the Unmeshed platform. And there's a lot of information here. We're not going to dive into all of that in this video. We're going to just look directly at the use case that we're referring to, which is the human in the loop workflow. So we have a section called use case demos that is built into the platform that you should be able to access as well. This is where we have had some samples and have built the workflows around that and the UX around it, just to demonstrate how these functionalities work. So let's dive right in. If you look at the use case demos, there are 3 examples here right now. And when you look at it, there might be more, and you should be able to navigate through each and every one of them. The example that we are going to be looking at is called as the leave approval. So that's right here. A leave approval is a common use case in every company. If you're going for a vacation, you're going to play golf, or you want to go to Disneyland, you need to get some leaves approved from your company. And this is usually something that either your HR or your manager is involved in looking at. So let's see how something like that can be implemented in Unmeshed, where a user initiates a request and the manager reviews it and approves it. So this demo, if you click on try demo, it will take you to this UX. It's a very simple mocked up page that simulates this application flow. In real implementation, these screens will live in your HR application, and Unmeshed is the backend that powers it, right? So let's see how this works. When you first come in here, if this page asks you to implement the workflows or install the workflows, you can click through and it'll just install everything in the demo namespace so that you can run this example on your instance. Let's see how this works. So I'm going to request for this leave under my own ID. So I'm going to initiate a leave request, and that request has been created, right? So now I assume this request is now in progress, and the user needs to fill in the details for why they're doing it. So we can click on this act on request, which simulates that screen. So I'm going to say I want to play golf, right? I'm going to request the approval. So as you can see, it has left the applicant's queue and now it's gone to the approver's queue. And if you look at the approver's queue, that application is here. And let's also take a look at what this process looks like. So I'm going to open a new window here. So this process is now running and it's in progress. As you can see, the input is where it kicked off, and then there was a step that waited for the applying user to fill in the information. And in this case, I filled in that I wanted to play golf and submitted it. And then it went to the flow gateway, which determined that the request is valid, and it went to the approver's queue, right? And now the approver's queue is waiting. Now this can wait for as long as you need. In this case, if you look at our waiting, we're waiting for about 50 minutes. So if the approver doesn't approve in 50 minutes, this will exit and then that request will get canceled. So that's another scenario you can handle and Unmeshed automatically. So if somebody doesn't take action, you can take other actions based on that, building your workflow accordingly. So let's go back to the approver's queue and see what they can do. So in the approver's queue, they can see the reasons provided by the user and who requested it. It so happens that I'm also part of the approvers group, so I can see this request. And in your application, if you were to look at this to be integrated in your application, you'll call an API to fetch this pending request, and then you can do that by the user ID or by the user that belongs to the group that you want to present this information in. So there's a lot of these features that you can leverage to get the right request in front of the right user. So that's possible. So let's see what we do here. I'm going to reject this request saying that not enough details or something, and see what happens. So when I reject, if you go back to the process, as you can see, it just refreshed and it went through the completion of the wait that was in the approvers queue and then went back to the original requester. Now, if the original requester wants to amend this, they can, or cancel that request, they can. So let's amend it with some reason, and again request approval. And if you go back to the process, if you see, it's already went back to the queue of the approver. Now this time, let's go ahead and approve this request, since we don't want to keep since that's what we're going to do. Let the guy play golf. So all good. And if you look at the process now, it will have completed. So it was as simple as that, right? You created a workflow that had a bunch of waiting tasks, and then you've associated groups and users to those waiting tasks. And then with this implementation, you were able to kind of navigate the user through different approval screens and get to the outcome that you wanted. So that's how easy it is to build human-in-the-loop workflows in Unmeshed. And I would love it if you try it and let us know. If you have any feedback and questions, drop some comments and we'll be happy to look into it. And thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you.
And that's it. You're all set with Unmeshed. If this was helpful, check out our other quick guides to explore more features. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel or visit our docs for the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.